So hey, I know it's been a while, and excuse the mic, I'm just now getting back into it. But I wanted to come back to YouTube because, you know, I did this. I worked on this Mortal Thor comic book cover. This was actually my first comic book cover. And I decided to go with just the the imagery, or let's say homage to John Wick, because glimpsing through the comic, you kind of see like parts where he's mortal and he fights and he gets beat up and he's carrying like a regular workman's hammer. Um, so I wanted to pay homage to that. Now, for this being my first comic cover, it was a lot of trial and error, as in learning, like how pencils work and markers work and everything like that, and you'll be able to see my growth in the next upcoming weeks. I'm gonna try to drop a video at least twice a week for the time being. But yeah, like this is me right here. I'm just sketching it out. Depending on the concept, I'll either try to freehand it on the cover or a piece of paper, or I'll do it digitally and then um trace over it like that, because it saves the time and it saves the eraser. Like I have a needed eraser, but still, sometimes you don't want to do all that. But for this being my first one, I even bought a whole bunch of materials. I did a little research, not a lot, because honestly, I still wanted to learn from trial and error. Like I'm a self-taught artist, with everything I do. So whether it's oil paintings and all of that, I still, learned by trial and error and just, messing up. I don't really do things traditional. I kind of just go with the flow and go where my heart leads. So, to those purist artists, they'll probably be like, "Oh, shadows don't go there, lighting don't go there." It uh like this part right here, like, blood doesn't act that way, whatever, whatever. Um but to me, I really just do it cuz I'm like, it looks cool. And these are for sale. I honestly though keep them in a portfolio because I want to sell them at like conventions, if I have a convention table, or like art shows, stuff like that. But I might figure out a way to have them on my website or something like that. I'm revamping the website right now, so it's it's shut down. But if y'all do want to save it, it's just made by STVR.com. But yeah, so I'm just getting basically all the pre-work done, and then this is my Pigma. I love this. I love this whole set, honestly. This is up there with the other needed point set that I have. Y'all will see that in future videos. But yeah, this is just me getting some line work done. And honestly, like I had so much fun doing this. Cause at first I got like a bunch of blank covers because I just went down a crazy rabbit hole. My bro was telling me like, I think you should do this because this would be cool, blah blah blah. And I was trying to get him to do it too, like honestly, but he's doing binders, like card binders right now, which is super dope. We just motivate each other, so appreciate a friend like him in my life. But yeah, like I was really just enjoying the process. Like it's turning out how I envision, but I know like there's still things I have to learn at this point in time. Now this was months ago. And y'all just now seeing it. I'll show you a little quick freestyle sketch of a Mickey and Minnie Mouse that I did per request here in a little bit. But yeah, I was just having fun with all of this. And yeah, like this Mickey and Minnie Mouse, I went through so many different iterations, and decided just to go on like the classic Kiss. But here's me just sketching it out. I got a good charcoal pencil. Made sure the brush light. I just wanted to hit certain, you know, hard areas just because at the time I didn't know how I wanted to color it. And I decided once I colored it, well, I decided once I was going to color it that I was just I was just going to just go with the flow. Like I didn't want to do the whole traditional, you know, black and color and all that stuff like that, the tan skin, cuz I was just like, like everybody does that. So I decided to go with more of a kind of sketchy, like a old school sketchy kind of feel, but then do like my style or a little kind of unique style when it comes to coloring and the detail work and stuff like that. This is me using the Ohuhu markers, the B series, and honestly, so glad I found those. I love them. That's what I also used with this, but only like I think two colors I used when I did this. It was really for the blood and the skin because at the time I didn't know what Ohuhu was. My bro actually sent me the link to those, and then I ended up finding them at Michael's. At the time, I just knew alcohol markers were alcohol markers, so I just got some generic ones from I believe Hobby Lobby and just made those work. So this is me just hitting up details, trying to decide how I want to color certain spots, how I want to do certain things. I was trying to figure out like if I wanted to do it grays with like highlights, if I wanted to just leave it white, different little things like that. Like, and that's what I love about learning by trial and error because even if you don't like it, I guarantee there's probably people that do like it. But regardless, you learn from doing the work. Like okay, next time when I do something like this, I'll probably add some highlights there, or I'll probably leave that uncolored. I'll probably change that in a way, different things like that. But I do still love the process, love how this turned out. Um, like I said, it's for sale. It'll definitely be on the cheaper side of ones because me creativity wise. But if you happen to be in the Columbus, Ohio city, or hey, maybe one day if I'm doing a traveling thing, I'm in a traveling convention, and you see me, you recognize me, or if I have a table or something, if it's available, it'll be on display. But this is a little bit of the final look, and if you want to check out more, feel free hit up the Instagram made by STVR, Facebook, TikTok, all of that. Peace.